What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about 50 unique things about Canada. 50 things. I'm very excited for this one. I think what fascinates me the most sometimes is just how similar Canada and America is, while at the same time being so different in the most interesting, random, unique, as the name of this video proclaims, ways. And I'm glad we have 50 here, because, along the way, doing my YouTube research about Canada and all the cool stuff there, I've learned very strange, very bizarre, scary, and also fun, very nice things about Canada. So I feel like there's going to be stuff in this big list that I have definitely never heard of before or learned before. And that's great. Sounds great to me. So with that being said, let's take a look.
This awesome country is Canada, and here are 50 cool facts about this place.
Okay.
Canadians are famous for saying sorry all the time, even when the other person is clearly in the wrong.
I love how this is number one. This is number one on the list. Canadians famous for saying sorry. I mean, this is unique, though. This is unique. This might deserve number one. I don't associate any other nation on the planet with this incredible attribute of polite kindness. What a fantastic, unique quality to have. Kind of sad in a way, when you think about it, that more places all over the world aren't attributed to this, being just kind, polite people. Anyway, the whole saying sorry thing, I love it.
In fact, they apologize so much that an Apology Act was passed in 2009.
What?
It allows saying sorry in court without being afraid that it'll sound like admitting your guilt.
That's the most Canadian thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard a lot. That's the new most Canadian thing I've ever heard. Oh my gosh, people in Canadian courtrooms saying sorry. That actually makes a lot of logical sense, because if you say sorry in a courtroom, especially in America, your lawyer would probably say, no, don't do that. You're incriminating yourself. You're admitting guilt. You're saying sorry. And that's not a problem in America, because Americans aren't going to be apologizing up the wazoo too much, but that is funny. That's a thing in Canada. I love it.
Approximately 90% of Canada's land area is uninhabited.
Right.
Even though it's bigger than the U.S.,
right.
It has only 11% of America's population.
I just recently started learning about this. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the most Canadian populations live close to the border, much further south than I ever imagined. Yeah, growing up, picturing Canada, it's enormous. I didn't know where anything was or what anything was called, but I always figured people lived all over Canada, everywhere. I had no reason to think otherwise, I guess.
At 4,860 miles, the Trans-Canada Highway is almost the longest national highway in the world.
Wow.
Beat only by Australia's Highway 1.
Whoa.
Also,
wow. Canada and Australia have really cool, big highways.
When you travel along the Trans-Canada Highway and reach Quebec province, pay attention, and you may see the most cheerful town in the world, St. Louis du Ha-Ha. Yep, just like that, with 2 ha's and 2 exclamation marks.
No way. No way that the exclamation marks are part of the grammar of the name of the place. Do ha-ha. I mean, you're even being cheerful just saying the name. You have to laugh.
The town even has a Guinness World Record for most exclamation marks in a town name.
Okay.
It's illegal for polar bears in Canada to break into houses and steal food.
What?
So, if you see one...
Wait, what? Hold up. Roll it back.
...or polar bears...
Hold on. Did I hear this correctly?
...exclamation marks in a town name.
Yeah.
It's illegal for polar bears in Canada to break into houses and steal food.
Well, I mean, those polar bears, man. Would someone just like let them know? Gosh, they're so rude. Would someone just let the polar bears know that it's against the law? Gosh, they must not know. Otherwise, they'd definitely stop.
So, if you see one rummaging around in your fridge, call the cops. You can laugh all you want, but there's
Yeah.
even a polar bear jail in Churchill, Manitoba. Bear troublemakers stay there until they get relocated. Canada
That's kind of it's kind of sad putting the bears in jail. The poor bears. Here, I'm calling it sad. They just bashed their way through someone's wall and stole all their food and wrecked their home. And I'm here like, oh, the poor bear. That is funny.
received its own flag in 1965,
Yes.
almost 100 years after it became a separate country in 1867.
Yeah. Okay.
People in Nanaimo, British Columbia, are fans of a very exciting kind of sport. Since 1967, they've been organizing and participating in bathtub racing.
Huh?
These unusual competitions take place every year, and
Oh, whoa. I mean, this is strange, but these are the most sophisticated, technological, streamlined bathtubs you've ever seen. This ain't the bathtub sitting in your bathroom. It's like got an engine on it and looks aerodynamic, dare I say.
involve bathtub boats and a lot of fun.
Okay.
Several of the most popular superheroes, such as Wolverine and Superman, were created by Canadians.
What?
Thank you so much, guys.
I think I had heard of Wolverine being Canadian. Superman? Even being created by a Canadian is pretty amazing. I definitely didn't know that. Obviously, that's very ironic with Superman being like one of the de facto iconic representations of America.
The most dramatic weather change happened in Canada on January 10, 1962. The temperature in Pincher Creek, one of the windiest places in the country, jumped from minus 2.2 degrees to 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit within a couple of hours.
What?
Can
How? Why? What? What would that do? -2 to 70, or -19 Celsius to 22 Celsius. What would that do? That would like vaporize if there was ice, it would like melt. Like, obviously that's not the most incredible thing, the ice melting, but it doing that in a day, or how long? In the course of how long was it?
windiest places in the country jumped from minus 2.2 degrees to 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit within a couple of hours.
Huh?
Canadians love hockey. As they say, these people breathe, eat, and live hockey.
Yes.
But despite their passion for the game, Canada's national sport is lacrosse.
What? I'm Googling that. I'm not letting that slide. Canada national sport. I'm not letting that slide. Ice hockey is hereby recognized to be the national winter sport, and the game commonly known as lacrosse, is declared the national summer sport. That's what Google says. So it's kind of a technicality, but I'm still shocked that lacrosse is even on the table. I didn't know that was popular in Canada. That's cool. But yeah, anything that even competes for hockey's attention as the national sport is shocking to me.
One area in the Hudson Bay region has less gravity than any other region on the planet. So if you want to jump higher and weigh less, that's the place to be.
Huh?
One crater on Mars.
What's going on in Canada? What is going on there? We got regions with less gravity. Okay.
Crater on Mars was named.
Oh, let me roll it back so I can hear this one fully. Oh, there they are, jumping in low gravity.
One crater on Mars was named Gander,
Huh.
after a town in the Newfoundland and Labrador province of Canada, to honor its space research efforts.
Oh, cool.
How about this one? Santa Claus is Canadian. That's what Canada's immigration minister announced in 2012.
What?
So maybe that's why his famous outfit is made up of mostly two colors, red.
Hey, that's a really good point. Wait, that's actually a good point. Hey, you can just, Canada just claimed Santa? You just claimed it. You just, I guess that's it. I guess that's the way it is.
And white, which are the national colors of Canada.
Yeah, true.
Now, even though the Stanley Cup, which is the National Hockey League trophy, has its own bodyguard, hockey champions still manage to put all kinds of things in it. I mean, they drink chocolate milk from the poor thing.
What?
In 1930, Canada's hockey team did so well that they were put straight through to the final game.
Okay.
They didn't even have to take part in knockout rounds. And in the end, they won the gold.
I mean, that makes sense then. I get, like, is this just basic, like, ranked seeding? Like, Canada's team got a bye because they're ranked really highly, and then they won? Makes sense.
Canada's territory occupies a whopping 3,855 million square miles,
Wow.
which makes it the second largest country in the world after Russia.
Right.
For comparison, Canada is bigger than the whole European Union and
Wow.
15 times larger than France, the biggest European country.
I've never thought of Canada in terms of being bigger than Europe. That is pretty wild. Or European Union, technically, but still.
Ottawa, the capital of Canada, isn't the largest city in the country. With a population of about 1 million people, it comes second to Toronto, the capital of the Ontario province.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of Americans, a lot of Americans can't name multiple Canadian cities. But if back in the day, when I could only name Toronto and Ottawa, probably, I definitely had it in my mind that Toronto was the capital of Canada. I don't know why. That's just the one we tend to hear about more and more and more and more. I don't know. I guess it would be the same if someone outside of the US thought that New York City was the capital of the United States or Los Angeles was the capital or something. I wouldn't necessarily blame them, I guess.
Almost 3 million people live in that city. Canada is officially the most educated country in the world,
Wow.
with 56% of its population having some kind of post-high school education degree.
Wow.
In St. Paul, Alberta, they built the first landing pad for UFOs. Well,
Okay.
I guess you can never be too prepared.
The first. So there's others all over the world for the aliens. The aliens would probably be cool with landing in Canada. Be a very warm welcome.
The platform weighs more than 130 tons and contains a time capsule which has to be opened in 2067.
Huh.
In a 2018 happiness report, Canada was ranked number 7.
Okay.
I mean, even despite all that cold?
It does not surprise me. Canada ranks very, very highly in happiness, was it? Overall happiness?
Number 7. I mean, a 2018 happiness report.
Happiness, yep.
The number of Canadian lakes is mind-blowing. The country has more than 3 million lakes, which is
What?
more than the rest of the world combined.
Why is that? I wonder. I never really thought about lakes in Canada. There does always seem to be a bunch in the random videos I watch. But 3 million? That's crazy. There has to be some kind of geological explanation for that, right?
Besides, all these lakes contain 20% of all the fresh water on Earth.
Wow.
Okanagan Lake is supposedly the home of Okopogo, a mythical creature.
Okay. I like how this made the video. This made the video of unique things in Canada. It's unique. I don't know what I'm complaining about. This is like the Loch Ness Monster, like we'd say in America. What's his name? Ogopogo. I like that better.
Similar to the one that's said to dwell in Loch Ness, Scotland.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that Loch Ness Monster was a Scottish thing. Truly, I didn't know that. So there's Ogopogo and the Loch Ness Monster. Very different. They're unique individuals.
Forests cover more than 40% of Canada's land territory.
Huh.
But New Brunswick province is especially foresty. Trees cover 85% of its territory.
Wow.
Walking in the forest without a compass doesn't sound like fun anymore.
Yeah, but that's also kind of cool. 85% forest. That's kind of cool though. Because especially where I live in America, it's very open and boring and cornfields sometimes and open plains. And finally, when I visit somewhere where it's more foresty and trees built into like the landscapes and you're driving by them, and it's just nice. It's nice to be in touch with nature, you could say. So I like this.
Canada has the world's longest coastline. If you decided to walk along the Canadian coast without stops, it would take you more than 4.5 years.
What?
No wonder, since you'll have to cover about 151,000 miles.
Right. Oh, wait. The way they're highlighting it is like they're drawing around every single last island of Canada, all the way up to the north. So I'm not going to call that cheating or anything, but that makes a lot of sense why there's so much coastline. Because every single little one of those islands counts, and you can draw around them all, and okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, even still, Canada's kind of enormous, so it's not, I won't even call it cheating. It's totally factual, we shall say. Man, when you draw around it like this, it really makes a lot of sense, actually. Wow.
No wonder, since you'll have to cover about 151,000 miles.
Okay, you know what? We're only halfway done. 50 unique things. Can you believe it? I'm really enjoying this video. I really am enjoying it, but it goes on for quite a while. We're only halfway done. So I think we're going to stop right there, and we're going to come back for part 2 tomorrow. So, if you enjoyed this video, I'm enjoying this. There are a lot of unique things that I actually did not know, which I'm very pleased about. Things I didn't know about Canada. So this is very cool. Be sure to tune back in for part 2 of this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to give the video a like or comment, and maybe even subscribe for more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff like that. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.